Hello, hello. Hi, good evening, everyone. Hello, welcome. Hi, guys, good evening. Hey, guys, welcome to my page. Welcome to the last live of this calendar year, the last live of 2023. Oh my goodness. Where has this year gone? How are we already in December? Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. For those who don't know who I am, my name is Patricia Elizee. I'm an immigration attorney. The law firm is called the Elizee Law Firm. We have been in Miami, Florida now for a little bit more than 12 years. So all of these whites you see here in my hair, that's from you guys. So 12 years as being an immigration attorney in Miami. And we've had the pleasure to help a lot of people, especially this year. So I'm very grateful. So today is going to be the last live of this year. We're going to be focusing on the elections coming up in 2024 and how that's going to have an impact on our immigration system and how that's going to have an impact on our immigrant families. So we are looking forward. So this is really a preview of a lot of things that you guys will be hearing in the next few months on the news, on social media, as to the elections, but especially how it's going to impact our immigration system. Okay. So where I want to start, and at any point if you have questions, you guys can obviously comment. I'll try to go back and answer as many questions as I can. Our phone number, you guys can reach us, is 305-371-8846. And you can also find us on our website, www.elizeelawfirm.com. That's E-L-I-Z as in zebra, E-E. So let's dive right into it. I'm going to try to keep this as informative as possible and as condensed as possible. So if anyone wants to share this live, please go ahead and do so. We're focusing on what's going to be happening next year and the impact that it's going to have, especially when it comes to immigration and elections, okay? So first off, we all know that November of 2024, there's going to be the elections, the federal elections for president. Why is that so important for immigrants? Is because we all know there's a difference between immigration laws and immigration policy, right? So immigration laws don't change. They'll always be there unless Congress changes the laws. We've seen every year, oh, there's going to be immigration reform. Oh, there's going to be immigration reform. But the reform has never really happened. It's been almost impossible on a political level to change the immigration laws. What changes are the immigration policies, right? So the immigration policies change with who's in power. The policies are exactly how these immigration laws are being executed on a day-to-day basis, how they're processing cases, any hurdles that they're putting for cases, who's getting a priority in being processed, who is the administration going to be focused on for deportation. So we already see a huge difference in immigration policy between the Biden administration that we have currently and the prior Republican Trump administration, right? So under Trump, a lot of immigrants were complaining that the cases were taking longer. Trump made everyone a priority for deportation. But the laws haven't really changed that much, but the policies have changed for Biden. I'm sure you guys have noticed that the cases being filed under the Biden administration are being processed a lot faster. Instead of targeting everyone for deportation, Biden is really focused on people who've been here for less amount of time and those who have criminal records. So really, really important, even if there's no change in law, who is in the White House has a huge difference on the immigration policies and how the laws are being enforced. So keep that in mind as we're kind of going through, okay, why are the elections so important for us as immigrants, for our families, and what we have looking forward, okay? Something I wanted to point out is, for example, the Biden administration has come up with a lot of humanitarian programs that a lot of us has benefited from and a lot of our families, from TPS, from humanitarian, the different parole programs. All of those programs are discretionary programs of the administration. So the next administration can take away these programs. They can cancel them completely. That's something immigrants have to understand. If you are a U.S. citizen and you are able to vote, but you're not voting because you're not vested, please keep in mind that if you're not paying attention, your family members who are immigrants are going to be impacted because the immigration system is going to be changing depending on who's going to be winning the next election. Okay? So what I wanted to do today is kind of focus on what are some of the things that Trump has said he's going to change. What are some of the promises that the Trump administration is already making? If he wins the election, he's already saying that it's going to be an extreme expansion of his policies during his first term. Let me say that again. If Trump wins the election, he's already saying that it's going to be an extreme expansion of his first term when it comes to his immigration policies. Okay? So what he has promised, and I quote, is, "We will carry out the largest domestic deportation operation in American history." According to Donald Trump, if he wins the upcoming elections, he promises the largest domestic deportation operation in America. What does that mean? That means that it's his plan to use the National Guard and the local police to arrest unlawful immigrants, hold them in camps until they're able to be deported. Okay? That's one of his big campaign promises. He's also promising to take funding from the U.S. military so that he can go ahead and push his immigration policies, so that way he doesn't have to have his budget be approved by Congress. So he's already promised us, listen, I found a loophole and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the money for the military to go ahead and fund my deportation plan. Something that I found crazy was he wants U.S. consulates to make it harder for immigrants to get tourist visas and for immigrants to get work visas. As you guys know, a lot of our families already have a hard time getting a B1, B2 visa, getting student visas. And according to the Trump team, they want to empower the U.S. officers abroad to make it even harder for immigrants to come to the U.S. on these temporary visas. So keep that in mind. For my Haitian families, for my Venezuelan families, TPS, temporary protective status. This is a program that's been benefited a lot of our communities. According to the Trump team, if he is to be president, if he wins the election, then he will do away with TPS. He will do away with DACA. All of these programs that we've been benefiting from humanitarian programs, temporary programs, work permit programs, including temporary protective status, including DACA, which is Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. That's a program, for example, if you came to the U.S. as a minor, you may be eligible for temporary status where you can work, etc., get your work permit and be protected from deportation. Trump has made it clear that these programs, he wants to get rid of them completely, right? And he's also talked about bringing back the travel bans that he had back in the day. So I'm kind of focusing on the Trump administration because the Trump team has laid out their immigration policy. However, the other Republican candidates, including DeSantis, including Nikki Haley, who was a former ambassador in the UN, they've been quoted as having very similar plans when it comes to immigration policies. So, for example, Trump, DeSantis, and Nikki Haley, all three of them have mentioned that they want to get rid of birthright citizenship. Hello, everyone. For those of you who are tuning in, my name is Patricia Elizee from the Elizee Law Firm, and what we're focused on right now is starting a discussion of what is to come next year. Next year, we have the federal elections, and these federal elections coming up are probably going to be one of the most important elections in our generation, especially for immigrants and immigrant families. So we were just discussing the fact that the top three Republican candidates for president, Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis, as well as Nikki Haley, all three of them have already mentioned that they would like to get rid of birthright citizenship. You know, the U.S. is founded on immigrants. This is something that we're very proud of. If you are born on U.S. soil, then you automatically get U.S. citizenship. This is something that all three of them want to get rid of. This is a law. Not every country has the same law for citizenship. Some countries you get it automatically if you're born there. Some countries you have to apply to get it. He wants to change. All three of them want to change the laws in the U.S. so we get rid of birthright citizenship. This is something that obviously the Democrats are not in support of, especially President Biden. DeSantis has been quoted by saying that he also wants to use deadly force at the border. Imagine we have a president and he's using deadly force against immigrants trying to come to the U.S. looking for a better life for themselves and their families. So Ron DeSantis has been quoted by saying that he would be okay using deadly force at the U.S. border. And everyone is very much so aware with the policy that he passed in Florida that is extremely discriminatory against immigrants and makes it really hard for immigrants to remain in Florida, to work in Florida. So you can just imagine what kind of policies he would have on immigration if he were to be elected as the next president of the United States. Nikki Haley, on the other hand, she also supports ending birthright citizens or making it harder. She's been quoted by saying that she wants to close the border. Her parents were immigrants, and she keeps pointing to the fact that they came here legally, and therefore everyone else should as well. And Nikki Haley has been quoted as being very much so in support of deportations, closing the border, and she wants to use funding for the IRS to fund additional immigrant agents. Okay, so this is kind of like an overview, the main points as to what the Republicans have in mind for us if they are to take over the White House, if they win the elections in 2024. I know the elections are quite some time, it's a little bit less than a year from now, November of 2024. Starting in January, there's going to be a lot more discussion on what's the changes that each candidate are proposing, especially for immigration. We just wanted to make sure to kind of get ahead and give you guys a clear understanding of why this is so important for us, why it's so important to educate yourselves and to educate your family members. If you are an immigrant, you're a green card holder, and you qualify for citizenship, but you haven't filed for it yet, this is a really good time to do that. And the reason that is we really don't know what's going to happen next year. And it would be in your advantage if you can become a citizen before the election, so therefore you can participate in election. If you're an immigrant and you're not yet a U.S. citizen, you're not able to vote in the upcoming elections. So if you have your green card and you've had it for more than 5 years and you qualify for citizenship, this is definitely the time to look into that. If you have a green card and you're married to a U.S. citizen who gave you the green card for 3 years, then this is definitely the time to look into filing for your citizenship, even if you have the pending I-751, because the citizenship will push the I-751 along for you to get your citizenship to be processed. So the citizenship is going to push the green card along, and then what happens is they approve the green card the same day they approve the citizenship. So if you have, for example, a pending I-751 has been pending for an extremely long time, and it's been long enough that you now qualify for citizenship, file for citizenship. We've helped a lot of people in that situation. We're able to go to the appointment with our clients. The officer is going to have both of your files, which means they're going to adjudicate both of the applications at the same time. So they're going to go ahead and approve that 10-year green card and turn around and ask you the questions for citizenship and actually approve the citizenship the same day. So if you feel like, oh, you're not able to apply for citizenship yet because you have a pending case, that is not true. Make sure to get in contact with us. We can go ahead and walk you through the process and explain how you can go ahead and ask for that citizenship and how it's going to push the green card application along. So that was really the bulk of what I had wanted to cover today. Thank you so much for everyone joining us. Again, my name is Patricia Elizee from the Elizee Law Firm. We're an immigration firm. You guys, thank you so much for supporting us this year. Thank you so much for sending your family members, your friends, referring them to our firm, referring them to the website. We are here to serve. Good evening. I have a comment here. Good evening. Thanks for your help and time. We worked together last year on my case, and now Okay, great. Hello. Nice to see you. Nice to hear from you. Make sure to give us a call and we will sit down and talk. But if you have the unconditional green card and you have a pending, if you have a conditional green card and you have a pending I-751, which means you have a pending application to take away the conditions so that you can have the 10-year green card. If it's been more than 3 years since you got your initial green card, then you can go ahead and start filing for citizenship. Filing for that citizenship application is going to help move your case because don't forget, for the most part, you only have one file. So when you go to an appointment for your citizenship application, the immigration officer will also have that I-751 in the file. Typically, that's how it happens. So what we do is we go to the interview with your spouse prepared to answer the questions on the I-751. So for an I-751, the way that we work at our firm, we go ahead and we file the application with a full bona fides package showing the evidence of the relationship. Then at the in-person appointment, you want to make sure that you're prepared also with the updated information to show that the relationship has continued even after the filing of the application. You're prepared to answer the questions of the relationship and also the questions of the I-751. And you should also be prepared to address the citizenship the same day. So that way the officer can approve both cases at once. Okay? I hope that's helpful. If you need more guidance, make sure to reach out to us, 305-371-8846, or shoot us a message on our website. Okay? You are welcome. It was my pleasure. All right, guys. It was a pleasure to touch base with you guys. Thank you so much. Everyone, be safe. If you have any family members who are immigrants, please encourage them. File for that green card application now. File for that citizenship application now. The policies that are in place right now under the Biden administration are very beneficial to us, especially for the procedures. Applications that are being filed now are being processed a lot faster than applications that are filed before. And we don't know what changes are coming in the future. So this is a great time for immigrants. It's a great time to be filing applications with USCIS, okay? So you guys have a great evening. Thank you so much for joining us. I will see you guys in the new year. Have an amazing holiday season. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, and all that good jazz. Bye, guys. Ciao.